California is on fire. Over the last 2 weeks, there have been over 20 large-scale fires burning throughout the Golden State. These fires have resulted in millions of people without power, tens of thousands of acres burned, homes lost, and communities that will never be the same. Wildfires have always been a part of California's natural climate, but over the last several years, fire season has gotten longer and the fires themselves have been much more devastating. But why is it getting so much worse? And what does this mean for the people who live in the most threatened areas? I'm Liz Pulver, and this is Unveiled. The Kincaid fire has been the largest and most destructive fire of 2019, burning an area 5 times the size of Manhattan and destroying over 350 structures. It took place in Northern California's Sonoma County and forced over 200,000 people to evacuate, unsure of whether they would return to their home or a pile of ash. One of those people was college student Madison Kemp. I spoke to her through FaceTime about her experience.
On Saturday, I woke up and just my normal thing. My stepmom was home, my dad was at work. I got an alert on my phone because I have our local news station called Crown 4 and did say that evacuations for Healdsburg and Windsor were mandatory and that people had to be out of their homes by 4 o'clock. And so, over the next days, it was weird because, you know this like thing is happening, this fire is happening. It's like you obviously don't have any control over it. You just have to hope that it misses you.
For a fire to start, it needs a spark. The majority of the time, that spark is man-made, which is why Smokey Bear has been telling Californians his famous slogan for 75 years.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
However, in the last 3 years, California's largest public utility, Pacific Gas and Electric, has been found responsible by CAL FIRE for dozens of fires, including last year's Camp Fire, which was the deadliest in state history. In an attempt to prevent the same thing from happening this year, PG&E planned preemptive blackouts that affected over 2 million people. But some say they caused more harm than good, because not having power can make it hard for people in danger to find safety, especially groups like the elderly and disabled. Even California Governor Gavin Newsom voiced his frustration with the utility company.
They better step things up. This is simply unacceptable. 21st century in a state like ours?
In most places, a tree falling on a power line would not cause much more than a power outage and a few sparks. But, according to a study in the American Geophysical Union, global warming is making California increasingly dry. For this fire season, that dryness coupled with some of the strongest winds in the last decade have caused single sparks to turn into devastating blazes. The Getty fire in Los Angeles was caused that exact way, when a eucalyptus branch fell onto a power line and sent sparks flying. The fire burned throughout Los Angeles' west side, destroying homes and causing tens of thousands of people to evacuate. David Dunn is a Los Angeles resident who had to escape the flames in the middle of the night. I spoke with him over the phone to hear about what it was like living through the fire.
We went to bed that night with 100% certainty that fires were not threatening us and we should sleep well. And we ran out of there at about 2:10 in the morning. I was back in my neighborhood about 6 o'clock and watched a lot of houses burn within 50 or 100 yards of my house.
There are currently still 10 active fires in California, including the most recent Maria fire, which started on Halloween. And although many have been majority contained, the state is still on high alert.